everybody, I hope you are fantastic. Unfortunately it is a little bit rainy today, so I apologise if you have pitter-patter background noise, but I'm in a conservatory with a very glass roof, so I do apologise. I hope you're all doing really well. I've got a couple of really good weeks coming up for you that I hope you really enjoy. This week we're going to concentrate on looking at mime. Now mime is a performance media that has gone right back to the Greek times, and it's very popular. And actually pantomime started off as mime. So the big movements that you have in pantomime and the big over-the-top characters comes from mime. So I was reading up about it and I was quite interested. So mime started back in Greek time, and basically it's acting but without sound. But all the movements tend to be much bigger. So instead of just going, please stop, you go, please stop. And you feel a bit silly, but actually if you're on stage and you've got people right at the back, you do have to be bigger. So we've talked a little bit about how different theatre is if you're watching it on the television or if you're watching it at a theatre. If you're acting for film or television, your actions are quite small and almost like you do them normally. But for theatre, your actions need to be much bigger. So today I want us to think about mime and think about showing things on our faces without actually speaking. Now I know there are quite a few of you who really want to be actors and actresses when you get older, and you have got the talent and you'll be fantastic. So what I want you to get used to doing is being able to show a lot of expression, because often when you're on stage, actually, you might not even be the character speaking. You might be in a background scene behind the characters who are speaking, but you still need to be acting out and doing things. I've got a challenge for you. Tonight, when you're watching television, if you're looking at an episode of something, have a look at the people in the background. So say if it's in a restaurant, watch the people. They're all acting. They're not all just sitting there and looking at the main characters. So that's what I want you to think about. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to start off with a very simple mime exercise. Now I have an admittance to make. I am not very good at mime. It is not my strongest thing. So I know that when you do this, you're going to look loads better than me. So just think, I'm going to do it like Mrs. Williams, but much better. Okay? So one of the first mime exercises you will learn to do is walking along a wall. So what I want you to imagine is that you have got a wall in front of you. Okay? I'm going to do it sides because it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. So you've got to imagine that you've got a straight brick wall, glass wall, whatever you want in front of you, and you're going to move your hands along it. So is everyone ready? Have you got your hands ready? Imaginary wall. So I just want you to put your hands on the wall and imagine, remember where your wall is, and imagine just walking your hands along the wall. And then you might explore it a bit better, so you might go down. Then you might go up. My knees were a bit sore from doing the squats with Joe Wicks this morning, so I can't go down very low, but you can. Maybe you'll go up much higher, so you might feel, oh, have to stretch up and feel perhaps you get to the top of the wall and actually put your fingers over it. Is there anything on the top of the wall? No. So, what do you think your face would look like as you're going along the wall? Okay, fantastic, that's a really good one. Now, another really good one that's really popular is pretending you're on a tightrope. And this is also really good for thinking about acting, thinking about how you should stand when you're acting. So we always have to stand very straight and tall. So I want you to imagine, whoa, I've not got very good balance. You're going to walk on a tightrope. So imagine you're on the top bit and your tightrope. My tightrope is going to be very near the floor because my likelihood is I would fall off it. But you could have yours pretending you're right high up. Only pretend. Do not try this really. So I want you to pretend you're on a tightrope. So you're going to put your hands out to balance yourself. what would your face look like? So you're balancing along the tightrope. Isaac's hoping I don't fall into him if I fall off the tightrope. I'm getting very close. Okay, so can you do that? So that's something really good. There's 2 mime exercises that you can practice at home and be amazing. Okay, we're going to play another game now. And this game is called The Other Side of a Noisy Party. So I want you to imagine you're in a really noisy room. There's loads of things going on. People are dancing, people are chatting to their friends, people are maybe racing round. It's a really good party, maybe a school disco. And you have got to tell somebody something at the other side of the room, but you can't speak. Okay? So can you tell someone at the other side of the room that it's time to go home? What could you do? So you could try and attract their attention. What might you do? Tell you what? Mouth it. So how can you tell that person just miming? You're not going to try and shout all the way over to the party, are you? So see how you get on with that. Okay, off you go. Oh, something good. People getting people. People jumping up and down and waving. That's really good. Okay, brilliant. Now you're still at the noisy party and you're really hungry and you want to tell the person on the other side of the room that you want to go for a drink and something to eat. So what could you say? Okay, what did you do? Oh, quite similar, the ones you did. Really well done. That's brilliant. Okay, and the last one we're going to do is, which you shouldn't do at anyone's party, but we're going to just pretend, is that you're having a really bad time and you want to go home. So you're going to just say, you're very bored, you want to go home. Brilliant. Oh, you're really good at that. That's really good. So that's simply thinking about mime. And mime, there are a lot of people who are professional mime artists. And Marcel Marceau was probably the most famous mime artist. And one of my favourite jobs that I did was when I was in Singapore and I was doing a bit of acting and a bit of teaching. And I actually worked for the most amazing mime company. And these ladies and gentlemen couldn't actually hear, and a lot of them used sign language, but they were absolutely the most amazing mime artists. And one of them actually got a scholarship to go to the big drama school in Liverpool, and I knew him really well. And they asked me to go along and be the person who introduced it. And it was really, really good. I did try and learn some sign language. I wasn't very good, but just watching them and how some of their movements was almost like a dance. It was so brilliant, and they were some of the most talented actors and actresses I've ever worked with. So mime can be absolutely spellbinding, and if you've got a good mime artist, you actually can't take your eyes off them. They're just amazing. So it is a really big theatrical word. If you ever get an opportunity to go and watch mime, do, because it is amazing. And pantomime is partly from mime, so that's why they do the big actions. Okay, we're going to go to our next game now, and this is called What's My Job? And I want you to do this later to whoever you're living with and see if they can guess what job you're doing. Okay, so first of all, can you show me being a farmer? What might you be doing? Just in mind, you're not going to speak at all. How could you be a farmer? What sort of things could they be doing? Oh, they might be milking the cow. Normally they have machines for doing this, but I don't think all farms do that. They might be all going out on the fields with your sheepdog and feeding all the lambs. There's lots of lambs at the moment. Or maybe taking a lamb home with its mum that needs to be warmed up a bit. So there's lots of things you could do. Maybe driving a tractor. That'd be so cool. So what's my job? What are you doing? Being a farmer. Brilliant. You did that really well. Fantastic. Okay. Next job. What am I doing? I would like you to show me being a tractor driver. I'm kind of going with the farm nature thing today, aren't I? To be a tractor driver, and I don't drive very well, so in fact I don't drive at all. So I think the gear sticks on that side. Never been in a tractor. You've been in a tractor, haven't you, Isaac?
Yeah, you're on the right side.
Yeah, that's good. And maybe waving to some people, preferably with one hand on the wheel. That's always good. Brilliant, you did that really well, well done. You're so good at this. You're always so much better than me. I'm glad you're better than me. Okay, the last one we're going to do in this section is, let's use our imagination. Let's pretend we're astronauts. So you're going to be defying gravity. So what might you be doing as an astronaut? Well, it always fascinates me with astronauts that they have to make their own food, and they have tiny powdered little packages, and they have to add water to them. So we could do that, and they can make chicken carne or bolognese or anything out of it. So brilliant. I love that. I love the way you look like you're floating. Really good. Well done. Fantastic. Okay, our last game for today is going to be thinking about how we can show our different senses. So we've got 5 senses, and I want you to explore those using mine and your big actions. And next week we're going to be looking at creating our advert, and I know all of you have done adverts, and I know it's one of your favourite things, and I thought, right, we'll do a whole week on creating jingles and adverts. It'll be really fun, and I want you to think about all the things you've learnt this week from miming to put into your advert. Okay, so let's get ready. I've got a little list here, so excuse me while I just turn onto my list page. Okay, you have got 5 senses. You have got touch, you have got taste, you have got sight, you have got hearing, and you have got smell. I'm going to tell you something you're going to smell, you're going to pretend to see, and how you're going to react. So are you ready? First of all, you're going to do touch. Can you show me touching a really, really, really cold icicle? So you're going to put your hand up. Oh, it's almost like burning. And your fingers get stuck, don't they, to snow? And it hurts. Can you show me that? Show me doing really cold icicle. That is brilliant. Okay, well done. Now, you're cleaning down some wood. Ow! You catch yourself on a really sharp nail. There's no blood, you're all alright, but can you show me a really sharp nail? So, ow. What would you do? You'd be really big mime. Oh, grasping it. Oh, very over the top. And we're all over the top when we hurt ourselves, aren't we? We're like, oh my goodness, my finger's going to drop off. Fabulous, you're really good at that. I bet you've all had injuries where you've gone, oh, very dramatically. Okay, this one is taste. So first, I want you to imagine that you're tasting your favourite food. So maybe it's some chocolate or some sweet or Chinese. What do we always love, Isaac? What's your favourite bit of Chinese food?
Egg fried rice and chicken balls.
Egg fried rice and chicken balls. Imagine if you're like Isaac and like that you're eating that. Okay, so you're going to put it in your mouth. Good show. Rub your tummy. They do that a lot in wine. That's really delicious. Oh, fabulous. Okay, what about if you're putting something in your mouth that is really bitter? So maybe a bit of lemon or something like that. Something that does not taste very nice. You can't spit it out because it's too rude. Oh, really bitter. So that's really good. So using your face to show something really nice in your mouth, really horrible in your mouth. Right, the next one is hearing. Okay, so maybe you hear a really loud whistle. How would you react to hearing a really loud whistle, like somebody blowing a whistle, maybe in a football match or something? Oh, a bit loud. How would you show really loud? And then maybe having to actually listen really hard for something. Maybe you're listening for your pet that's furrying around in the garden and you can't quite see them. So how would you listen? If you're in mine, you'd be very trying hard to hear. And we actually use that in one of the poems that some of the children are learning. And they use that to show listening. Okay, brilliant. Okay, the next one we're going to do is seeing. So this is very visual. And you have just spotted on the floor something you're really scared of. It might be a spider. It might be a snake. It might be something. Think of something that makes you really scared. How can you show fear? Really over the top. You might just go, ugh, and run off, but I want you as a mind to go, you're really scared of it. Brilliant. Now, something that's maybe really, really small and maybe a little ant or something. You've got to look really carefully down on the floor. So if someone's watching you, they'll be able to guess that they're looking at something. Okay, the last one is smell. I am going to ask you to smell a skunk. Horrible smell. Show me horrible smell. Absolutely brilliant. Well done. Oh, look, you look absolutely terrified of your smell. And what about a nice smell now? Maybe a lovely perfume or maybe a cooking smell. So brilliant. Well, you have shown me today that you can really use your faces to show expression. Now, what I want you to do is, this is a game that you've all played, but you can play this at home. So we don't do homework, but if you want a game to think of playing while you're at home with your grown-ups or with your siblings, you could play What's in the Box, where you have a big box and you open it and you get something out, and the people you're with have to guess. So you see if you can guess mine. What do you think that is? What do you think it is, Isaac?
A cat.
It is a cat. We love cats in our family. It is. So you could play that with whoever you're living with. You could play What's in the Box. Another alternative is you can get a chair and you can play What's My Chair. So maybe your chair could be a bank, you know, where you get the money out. It could be a bank, or we've had somebody before, it was a time machine. So it could be What's in the Box or What's My Chair. And it's quite a fun game. And little ones and big ones can play. Okay, you have done amazing this week. I've loved seeing you. Next week we're going to be thinking of adverts. So I'm going to bring some things you could use, or you can think of something yourself. So you can think of little jingles and where you can act them out, and little phrases like beans, means, Heinz, things like that. Okay, thank you so much. It's been lovely seeing you again. I can't wait to see you in person, but it is lovely to kind of be in your house with you. So take care, everybody. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.